So welcome to day one of Mastering Mediumship Masterclass. This is day one of three. Three, three, three free days. I don't know why I put three and free together because I'm always jumbling over that, but I am human in a body, so I do mess up sometimes, as do we all. So it's really important to acknowledge this as a medium. So guys, this is what I want to go through with you today. And firstly, I want to say thank you for being here and taking the time out of your precious day, because time is something we're going to dig deep into in the next few days as well. But time is very precious, but we are the creators of time. Okay, so we're going to go into that a little bit deeper into this masterclass. But today we are going to be talking about preparing to be a medium. Just going to add these other people in right now. We're going to be digging into the cycles, deep cycles, and also playing with energy. So there's a few things that we require to go through before we actually start doing mediumship. So welcome. I just want to say hello. Give me a wave. Hello. This is all a collective, guys. This is all about all of us being here together. And it's really, really interesting because I said to my husband, you know what? I couldn't prepare this class 3 days ago or a week ago. It wasn't channeling through then. What happened was it channeled through about 15 minutes ago, because I was actually sitting there tuning into who was going to come to this class so I could create it around the people that were coming to this live today. So thank you for coming. You have already been a huge contribution. And for the next around about an hour, just depending, give and take, of we're going to dive deep into this. So I want you to understand the first thing is mediumship is all got to do with energy. It has got nothing to do with our mind or our brain. The only thing that we use our brain and our mind for is putting the pieces of the puzzle together, like the charades. Now, if we think about things too much, it gets all muddly and confused, and we go, I'm not a medium, I'm not this, I'm not that. You guys will know exactly what I'm talking about because you have human brains and you have been conditioned. So before I go into all of that, I just want to introduce myself to especially those who have no idea who I am and I have not met you before. I am Victoria Bond. I am a psychic medium. I'm also a coach, a mother, a wife, a friend, a sister. I am many different things, as are you, because we are many different things. We are also many different energies. I can be a total bitch if I want to be. I can be absolutely magnificent and the kindest, nicest person in the entire world. I can be anything. I quite often say to people, "Are you willing to be a demon bitch from hell?" I will say to Philip, because he's my main man right there, not my husband, but he's one of my clients who's always with me. I always say, "Are you willing to be an asshole? Are you?" And the truth is, many of us go into resistance when we're saying, "Oh, no, I'm a nice person. I couldn't possibly be a bitch." And I'm like, well, the thing is, unless you are willing to own all of who you are, you can't be the best medium. You can't be the best anything because you're hiding half of who you are. You all have the ability to be anything that you choose to be. You have total choice on what you choose. So that's why I introduce myself as everything. Some people just, I don't know, they might just think, I'm just mum. I'm just mum. I'm just a pain in the ass sister. I'm just, a crazy daughter. My parents think I'm probably off the nuts. They think they just think I'm crazy. Like they think I'm hilariously crazy. And other people, I'm their coach or I'm their medium. I'm different things to different people, and so are you. So I'm going to ask you to drop all of your barriers now and come in with fresh eyes. Come in with not the attachments of the past on what you think mediumship is, but come in with the eyes of what else is possible with me and my gifts, with my potency. You have been brought up in a world full of judgment, full of polarity, and full of duality, really. You have been put here to figure out what is right and wrong. Well, that's what we thought. But the truth is, consciousness is everything. And knowing that you have total choice gives you the control back and the power. So what is a medium? A medium, a great medium, there's many types of mediums, okay, many types. There is frauds, there is dark ones. There are people that are probably mediums that are using their own insecurities to keep you small, you know, so they might do tarot. There's nothing wrong with tarot. I love tarot, but they might be like, do this and do that. And they might say, oh, I feel like this man's coming, or break up with your partner. Any medium that tells you what to do is not a great medium, in my experience. And that is because what if you were already functioning from a higher consciousness and you had bigger dreams than they ever had? They can only use their experience to kind of to go off. So therefore, if you want to be a billionaire, and this, you've gone to a medium who's playing small and using their own experiences to do a reading, then maybe they can't see the possibilities that you see. And this is why I do Magnificent Mediumship. This is my program, my signature program that I do, which is coming to the end of, and it's incredible because I'm here to show people that they all have their own unique gift and that there is no limits to what we can create with our lives. I've had mediums limit me, and I've seen trillions. Actually, I'm totally exaggerating. I do that a little bit. I've seen a lot of people ring me up, or I've seen them limit their lives because of what a medium told them. And you may be one of those people. You may have gone, oh my goodness, the medium told me that I was going to meet the man with or the lady with the blonde hair. So when that beautiful hottie walks past you with the dark hair, you're like, that's not the one. But what if that person was 10 times hotter and better than the other person anyway, and it was your soulmate? And you went, goodbye, the medium told me. So where have we given away our own power to mediums in the past, or any life before now, or any time, space, or dimension? So I'm going to ask you now, how many lives are you living currently? Are you living one? Or are you living in different dimensions at the same time? Now, when I ask you questions like this, feel free to put it in the chat box, but if you're here live, or I just want you to ask yourself that question. Does it feel light and expansive, or does it feel heavy? Do you get a yes, or do you get a no? Because the truth is, I've already asked you to think bigger than what you have been taught, to think beyond what you think this life is, and start tapping into what it really is. Start to create your own fucking reality. Not mums, not dads, not grandmas, not your friends. Create your own, which will look different because we are all different. A great medium acknowledges themselves as energy because we are energy. So a great medium knows that there's no difference between them and spirit, apart from the fact that we have a body. So high five, guys, all the human beings that are here. We've got a body. Hallelujah. We can dance, we can play, we can laugh, we can have sex, we can run, we can feel. We have a body. And how many of us are not acknowledging this incredible, there's a lot of senses, right? Like you poke yourself and it's like, ow, you pull your hair, you can eat and it tastes great. I mean, how many of us are not acknowledging how extraordinary this is, the suit that we're in now? This body gives you indications of what spirit is trying to tell you. If you died right now, if your body died, you'd still have your spirit. You still would be a person. You just wouldn't be in a body. A great medium knows that. So that's why the fear is taken away. Too many of us see spirit up here on a pedestal. Oh my God, a spirit's talking to me and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, so I must stay awake all night long. It's called loose boundaries. That's what I talk about in Magnificent Mediumship. It's module 1, loose boundaries. No more loose boundaries. Got to clean that shit up, because you in your own right are a fantastic medium, a fantastic spirit, a fantastic being, and you have a soul. And this here is just something extra. Like it's your body. It's here to have fun with and to experience. Spirits do not feel the same way we do. And they do feel because there's a blueprint of their spirit, but they don't have a body. So they don't go into doubting themselves. Patsy, one of the ladies who's on Magnificent Mediumship, asked a really great question in our group the other day. She said, does spirit have wonky days? And I was like, I'll sit on that. And it was really interesting because I just didn't know. I don't know. And then I found out later on, because I'm a medium and it came through me, that of course they don't have wonky days. They may have things that they need to release. That's why if you're a medium, you actually become an energy clearer as well, which is what I teach in Magnificent Mediumship. You have to be able to clear energies and let them know that they're dead, because there's plenty of spirits walking out there and they're looping the same freaking thing every day, because time is different. Time space is different when you're dead. We're in a linear kind of time at the moment. Well, that's what we think we are until we realize that we're actually not, but that's for another day. So it's really about acknowledging, being a good medium knows that there is nothing to fear, and they are aware of energy. So can you guys let me know? I want to talk about fear. I've been told to stop there right now. So I want you to put it into the chat box if you are here live, or put your hand up. Does anyone fear spirit? Fear seeing them? Fear hearing them? Or fear what they think is going to happen if they open this huge portal of mediumship? Please let me know. Pop it in the comments, or just put your hand up if you fear them. So Philip doesn't fear spirit at all. Excellent. Rachel has put her hand up. Cool. Okay, so fearing spirit, where does this come from? It comes from what I talked about before, the mind. Now, I don't know about you guys, but as a teenager, I watched things like, I don't know, what is that? I'm going to my movie mind now. What is that one where that chick has got her hair all on her face, and she's got that black hair, and she's like, like she like goes, excuse my my little facial set, but she goes really, really fast into like anywhere, and oh my God, I've got to figure out what it's called, but it's scary as fuck. Like The Ring, thank you, The Ring. How scary is The Ring? Like, oh my God, it is next level scary. And then we've got the exorcism. I don't even know what that's called. But I mean, being brought up a Catholic girl, I was all like, oh dear Lord, like imagining, like all of the demons and the scary things. And I mean, there's certainly demons. There's certainly things that, I go deep into in my program. But there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. The fear has come from the conditioning that has been put on us. Now, what is conditioning? Conditioning is people telling us things. So watch out, the devil's on your back. There's that one. God, that one still actually gets me. The devil's on your back. Then there's kind of like, don't dabble. Seances. Oh, dear Lord, seances. Whew. I still don't do seances or anything like that, because I'm like, no, I don't need to for a start, because I can just tap in. But seances, like my friends used to be like, oh my God, then we did a seance and then the freaking chair ran over, like scary, scary, scary stuff. And why do we align to this conditioning? A, because we're young and we don't know any different, and we think that older people are wiser and we've got to like listen to them. B, because we are brought up in this reality of drama. We connect over drama. So talking to spirit isn't actually that dramatic. Talking to spirit is talking to energy. And if you acknowledge that you're not just this body, that you're a being and that you are energy, you can connect to them very easily. Very, very easily. I'm going to share with you some of the ways that I do that as well. So we have this conditioned mind, and now that people are realizing that they're mediums. And we've actually probably got some mediums. I know quite a few mediums are going to be joining this live or the replay. And I want to talk to coaches and mediums as well, because they, especially they will actually have points of view on what mediumship or what mediumship isn't. So what it is or what it isn't. And the truth of the matter is, we're all going to have a different experience with it. So my experience started a few years ago when I was actually in a deep depression. How interesting is that? I was in a deep depression, and then all of a sudden spirit started talking to me. So you can imagine I thought I was fucking crazy, right? Like, I have gone off. I wasn't on meds or anything, but I was like, I've gone off the deep end, and I can't tell the doctor that I'm seeing feathers and wings and angels and shit. Like, what is going on? And they're talking to me. I can't sleep. It was mind chatter. My ears were popping. So these are some of the signs. I can see static, which means, and right now I can see quite a lot of static. I can barely see your faces because I'm tapping into your energies, not what you look like, your energy. I'm tapping into you. I can feel all of your energies. It's actually quite magnificent. And the thing is, what happened was I started noticing these signs from this girl called Emma. And Sarah, Emma's best friend, is on here, and I just love talking about this. And Emma was a friend. She was an acquaintance, actually. She was Sarah's best friend, but she was my acquaintance. And we lived in this gorgeous little town in New Zealand, in Whangamata. And it just happened that I moved to a tiny little town again, and Emma's mum and brother lived there. And Sarah's overseas. She's in Australia. So we're all over the place, kind of thing. And Emma died. She died in a car accident. But she kept coming to me, and I thought, this is weird, because we weren't great friends at school. So why the heck would she be coming to me now? And I was close friends with her brother. So I know her brother. He's a very good friend of my husband's. And I was also doing her mum's hair. So I truly believe that we were all brought together. And she brought us together. She even brought Sarah and I together as well. So it was all these miracles that happened. And it was after a whole year of her smacking me in the face with butterflies and feathers, to the point where everywhere I looked, I was like, butterfly, 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 and then pink, 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 because light pink was her color, and wings and angel songs. And so tons of signs and synchronicities were thrown at me, so much so that I was starting to talk out loud and going, what do you want? Oh my fucking God, like screaming at the spirit. But she needed to get my attention. So I finally took the plunge, and after many different things, I made her give me about 10 million signs in a very short amount of time, because spirit are not linear. They can create things all over the place. So we can't never go, okay, if you do this and I'll give you this amount of time, spirit, because spirit can do whatever they want, however they want. And I said, right, okay, I will contact your mum then, fine. And I don't take this lightly, because her mum lost her daughter. Like, this is big stuff, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So I got her mum to come over, and I told her mum, and I opened my mouth, and all this channel came out. And all of a sudden I realized that I was feeling what Emma was feeling, and I had tears coming through my eyes and saying these things that I could not have possibly known. I didn't know what their relationship was like. And I was like, I'm feeling a best friend's feeling. I'm feeling like, she would give you presents. I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling like this. And then I gave her a little present, and it was because Emma had been going, please just go get this angel, go get this angel, go get this angel. And she's not saying that to me, but every time I saw these angels in every shop I went to, there's these little tiny angels. I was like, why is there angels in every shop I go to? And they'd pop out at me. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever been in a shop and then the book just popped out, or something just popped out, and you're like, I've got to buy that? And this happened like 28 times. And I was like, oh my God, a spirit is making me buy something here. And I gave it to Emma's mum, and Emma's mum burst out crying for the first time. And she said, this means everything to me. Now, I don't know exactly what that meant to her, but that is what mediumship is. 90% of the stuff we say, we don't know what we are actually saying. Of course, we can hear the words, but we don't know what we're saying, because it's really not for us. We're a part of the thing, but I don't know, how Laurie Jane is connected to her grandma and how their conversation is. I've never talked to Laurie Jane. So how am I going to read from my head? I'm not. I'm going to channel through information. and I'm going to trust and surrender. So that was basically my story. And every time before a birthday or Christmas, I would go around and talk to Emma's mom when I really had to. Like, it wasn't until that urge was really, really strong. And eventually me and Sarah hooked up. Sarah, she got cancer, and I felt Emma there straight away. And eventually I got on the phone with Sarah and I said, Sarah, I have to tell you this story. And she said, you need to tell me it now, because I wanted to wait until I saw her. And I told her about Emma and how Emma had been sending her presents, which I'd been sending, but they were from Emma. And all of these things. So spirit can come through in the physical. So this is what you do. How many of you give someone a present just because, and you don't know why, but it was calling for them? How do you know it wasn't their grandma giving a present or their sister? A story the other day is I had roses all day long. Red roses in my head. I was talking in my lives about red roses. I was messaging people. I said, a red rose is looking at me. I wonder if this belongs to you. And she's like, yes, that's my grandma. It's her birthday today. And I'm like, really? The same day, there was a wedding. It was one of my good friends. I haven't talked to her for a while, but we were pretty close. And it was her brother's wedding. And their grandmother had come through before. And red roses was a sign. My husband came in that day and gave me a red rose. He never does that, but it was poking out from the fence, and he gave me a red rose. I was like, whoa, he didn't know that I've been talking about red roses in spirit all day. He doesn't care. Interesting enough, that red rose belonged to two people with two grandmothers, because spirit does not work just in solid forms. When we are functioning from energy, that means one thing can mean two or three or four. When I do a reading for you all, and I pull a card, and on the third day I'm going to be reading for you guys, if I pull a card and I read it out loud and I'm reading it for Gayleen, then Gemma might be like, oh my God, that resonates with me. Because we are all connected. We are all one. We are this collective energy. So like I say, we've got polarity. We've got this duality. We've got this night and day, this female and male. We've got this loneliness and then togetherness. But if we can understand what energy really is and how to tap into that from our being, not our mind, from our being, not just our body, and from our soul, not just our spirit, so much more can occur. The beyond this reality, the beyond the 3D. So I'm going to look at these comments, and can you guys just comment as well and let me know if this is making sense, because I am truly just channeling this with a couple of notes. So Gemma says, I do it all times. So Gemma, is that you do fear spirit at all times? If you can just confirm on that. Yes, you do. Great. You're in the right place, my love. Amy said, I don't fear spirit. Well, the people that are saying that don't fear, I'm glad about this, because you're in my Magnificent Mediumship program at the moment. Philip said, we fear what we think we don't know. Exactly. And that's definitely a mirror for you, isn't it, Philip? The ring. Yep. I used to fear spirit, but I believe that's changing. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, what we fear, what we think we don't know. Thank you, Philip, because we know everything. I thought when I was talking to Emma and having the spiritual awakening, and thought I was crazy because I was going to the doctor saying, can I please have some meds because I can't sleep. I had, extreme postnatal depression. The reason why I had an awakening in the middle of that is actually quite simple. I turned off the TV because I couldn't handle any stimulants. I couldn't handle too much noise because I was really, really tired. So I would have no TV on. I had no radio on. And I just wanted to be alone. So I wouldn't even drop my kids off at daycare or kindy. I actually got people to pick them up because I was so empathic. And let me know if you're an empath as well. Pop it in the comments. I couldn't go past my section without feeling every motherfucker's energy. Do you know how painful that is to go and go, oh my God, you're having issues with your husband? And it's not like you're not saying that in your slow words. It's like you just know their energy. And then all of a sudden you might go, am I having issues with my husband? Because we make everybody else's stuff ours because we're not this big. We're not even this big. We're huge. We're really, really huge. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you how huge you really are. So a great medium asks questions and acknowledges their gifts and the person who you're reading for and spirit. So how many times have you guys had readings before? And how many times have you done a Victoria and you've gone in wearing just very plain clothes, hidden your rings? You don't want them to read you too much. They might be able to read your body language. Oh, I wonder what they're going to tell me. I wonder. I used to be that girl. I used to go like this: Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among. And I used to do the Our Father, and I'd be like, put my rosary beads in my pocket and go, oh, hope the devil doesn't jump on my back this time. I'm going into the crystal shop. But I couldn't stop myself because I was so intrigued. And it wasn't like I'm going to go test her to see if she's right or wrong. I don't have any kind of I'm not available for that, and I never get people that get readings doing that, because I would say that here's a refund, see you later, straight away, because it's about growing, it's about all of that stuff. So how many of us have done that and we've been in fear and sat there going, what are they going to tell me, and then taken their word as gospel and sat there and waited for all that stuff to happen, while we're actually missing all the other millions of possibilities around us, because we're trying to function from the external of what somebody else is telling us rather than what we already know. It's just, it's ridiculous. It's actually what we call insanity, is by trusting and thinking someone else is going to get us to the sweet spot and tell us what our life is going to be. It's bullshit, because a medium can give you pointers on what you require. They can also tell you what you can come in and shift energetically. They can tell you, you know, maybe just keep an eye out around here and watch your energy around here. And, you know, maybe your husband requires a little bit of this, or how's your daughter going? They can tell you stuff like that, but they've got to keep it open. It's when mediums are telling you the yes and the no's and the definitely this and the definitely this, in my interesting point of view, that they are actually limiting you massively. Okay, so I used to growing to love them now. Empathic, yes, tap into emotions. So Philip has got what we call a lot of open energy centers. Okay, so we have actually got, you know, we've got 9 main chakras. We did have 7. Now it has actually shifted and changed around, and determining on what your human design is, we have open centers and more defined centers. So that depends on how we take conditioning and how we are energetically with other people, because you've got your own blueprint and our blueprints can go together. So when our blueprints go together, you can get things from other people and you can give what you've got, because we don't have all the same things. That's why we're differently when it comes to being gifted. So because Philip is what we call a projector, he's got lots of different mostly open centers. And so that means he's very empathic and take energy from lots of other people. And if you do go get your human design test, we can actually look into that. I recommend you go check that out today. It's for free, and we can dive into that tomorrow if anyone has any questions. You just go onto Google and human design free test. Go put your birthday in, your name in, time of birth, and it will come up with your design, and there'll be one of 5 designs. Okay, so Gemma said, I'm empathic. Galen said, I'm empathic, emotional wise. I pick up other people's emotions. I learned that my anxiety isn't my own. It's everybody else's. Absolutely, Gemma. I can definitely sense emotions. I had a healing a few months back, and she told me that I would lose that, but I feel it's heightening. Oh, it's interesting that she told you that you'd lose that, but I feel it's heightening. It hugely. Have since had a reading with Amanda, which is amazing. Yay! Amanda's my sister. She's a medium also. She's amazing. And she's going to be on my podcast soon, and she's also in my groups in Magnificent Mediumship and my membership. So when you have a healing, it's really interesting, because a healing is actually connected to mediumship. So is sex, so is abundance. It's all up. I don't know if you guys caught my live the other day. Everything is connected to mediumship. So we've got this interesting point of view that to be a medium, you have to talk to dead people, and that you're born with a gift, and you were seeing spirit from 2 years old since you could remember, and it got better and better. And you're like Lisa Williams and you know, Calvin Cruikshank and Sue Nicholson and Deb Weber, all of this. But they're like platform mediums, and they do see very clearly. It doesn't mean that we're not mediums. You know, like if you think about it, you've got All Blacks and netball people, you've got all these different people, and they're really, really good at what they do, but it doesn't mean that we don't go play netball for fun or whatever. So we are all mediums, but we've seemed to put the separation between what a medium is or a medium isn't, but we all are. It's just really about understanding what a medium is to you and cleaning up your crap, like your fear, so then you can step into magnetizing it. So a great medium is conscious and is always working on their consciousness. They do not judge. Now, if I judged people that had abortions, if I judged people that had sex with lots of people, now these are things I did used to judge, by the way. When I was religious, I used to judge these because I'd be like, oh, why would you do that? And are you insecure sleeping with people? I have no judgment of stuff like that anymore because I'm here to serve with love. And that, and also I just don't have any judgment on it at all because there's different circumstances. I'm not here to judge. That's not my job. And the amount of people that myself and my sister and many mediums have brought peace to, of people that had to terminate, and realizing that it was actually the baby's choice. Now that sounds crazy, but do you think that that baby, that soul, that spirit had no choice? They did have a choice. Now, I'm not saying that every Tom, Dick, and Harry should just have abortions just because they're being lazy and they don't want to use contraception. But that soul contract between the mum and the baby, that was where it was meant to go to. And that is okay. So feeling guilty and feeling the trauma and the shame about that, or even miscarriages, people have a lot of pain and grief around that. Now, that's understandable, but when it comes to guilt and toxic shame, it's not serving anybody. So it's really important as a medium to always come from an expanded consciousness and not a judgment, because a judgment will make everything solid and dense. A judgment makes you tunnel vision about, okay, this is right and wrong. So does that mean you're only going to read for this person or this person? A good example is in Magnificent Mediumship, within the first couple of weeks, we did a mass clearing. And that clearing, we cleared thousands and thousands and thousands. And I want anyone who's a Magnificent Mediumship now to comment and let these guys know that I'm telling the truth here, because it sounds crazy. We cleared thousands and thousands and thousands of spirits, and I invited every energy spirit, the murderers, the pedophiles, the motherfucking narcissists, whatever. I invited everybody in because I knew we were protected and safe. Because why would I want all of those spirits, the unconscious spirits, still walking around on our earth, around our children, around our animals, around us? So I invited them in with no judgment and said, you can go now. You are dead. You can go and choose more. They can go choose. Philip said, absolutely true. They're just saying that I'm not lying. Amy said it was an awesome clearing. And Leah said, absolute truth. It was powerful and potent and experience. The most incredible thing is after clearing thousands and thousands and thousands of spirits, which, because I said, if you're a medium, you're a clearer too. It's a part of your responsibility. One of the girls who was on her lunch break, she quickly jumped on the call. She pushed play and she goes, guys, I'm not meant to be here, but I just wanted to jump on. And I said, what's in your arms? And she goes, it's a brand new baby. The baby was 3 hours old and she is a midwife. And we had tears, mouths dropped. And we were like, everyone in the group was like, what the heck? Because a baby is pure consciousness. A baby is a pure energy and is an unconditioned energy, right? It's so interesting because where have we been brought up and told that a baby is born a sinner? Let me know if this triggers you, or let me know if this resonates with you, because I was told that being a baby, you weren't born pure, you were a sinner. And I'm going to call BS on that, because right now, I don't care how old you are listening to this or being here. How many of you think that you are a sinner? And how many of you think that you are not worthy because of what you have chosen and the experiences that you've had? Maybe you had an abortion, maybe you cheated, maybe you yelled at someone one day or beat somebody up. I don't know. But we have all done stuff that we're not proud of. But does that make you a sinner? Does that make you experienced? And where are we holding the guilt and the trauma and making it so real that we are unworthy? Where have we been abused and used and taken that on apart to ourselves and made us think, well, I was abused and I was a little girl and a little boy and I couldn't do anything about it, so it's my fault because I let it happen. We are carrying this drama, this trauma, unconsciously and taking it through. Why does this, our purpose is to experience life in all of its forms. That's beautiful, Philip. So why am I bringing this up? Because the first thing I want to share with you guys today is to prepare yourself. If you're like me and you know that 3 years ago, you know that you're a medium, you know it. Okay, so I know that I'm a medium. And now I'm like, okay, I went from $25 readings to $500 readings within a year and a half. And I'm going to tell you how I did that as well. But I know I'm a medium and I know I'm here for great things and huge things. So the first thing I had to do was clean up my shit, for a lack of a better word. I had to clean up my own junk. What does cleaning up and preparing mean? It means cleaning up your blocks. What are your blocks? Trauma. Your blocks are the fear that Gemma says, I've got fear, and first of all, she's acknowledging it. So I want to say congratulations for acknowledging that. Acknowledging it is the first step because you can see it. And then all of a sudden the shadow goes, and you can get the information. So then you can realize, okay, so why is this a mistaken belief? Why does this need to be cleared? Energy clearing and entity clearing are part of Magnificent Mediumship. And this is what I'm sharing with you in this masterclass, because it's very important to be able to clear up your crap fast and move on. And a lot of my mediums cry. I've cried today. Funny, eh? You wouldn't think so. I'm pretty tough. I'm a very dominant energy. One of my mediums was crying the other day, and she put it on her Facebook group, and she said, here I am crying. I'm vulnerable. It is the strongest, most bravest thing you can do is cry or laugh or to bring out crap. You can clean it up so much faster than hold on to it for 50, 60, 70 years. Why do you think so many 60, 70, 80-year-olds all of a sudden are conscious and awake? Because it took them that many years to clean it up because they weren't aware of it. So the fact that Gemma said me and whoever else said that, anyone who's listening to this on replay or now goes, yeah, I'm in a bit of fear, means that you can see it and you've brought it into your consciousness and you can clean it up. So preparing means cleaning up and releasing your blocks, getting efficient at doing this regularly. I do this daily. I went to the beach today. I went to the osteo today. I will journal today. I have basically prayed today. Now, I don't pray to the man God, because I have a really interesting point of view that God isn't a man. In fact, I just believe it's this higher consciousness, and I love tapping into that. So knowing your guides and the energy of your guides, and knowing how to set intention and being strong with that. How can you believe that it's really your guides, or that you're really giving a great reading, even though 99% of it doesn't make any sense to you? And how can I trust that you're understanding anything I'm fucking saying? I can't. I'm just trusting that the channel is coming through pure, and that whoever needs it will get whatever they require. So preparing and making sure you're a clean, pure energy when it comes to your mediumship is amazing. It is not about only reading for the light. I'm a light worker. Okay, cool. I only work for the light. Oh my God, I block all bad. No. Holy water, all the things. That there is functioning from fear, because there's nothing to protect yourself from. If you are prepared, it means you're strong. You are strong within your knowing, and you are aware. You are functioning from consciousness, and consciousness is about being in awareness of everything. Being a medium is being an awareness of everything. I had one freak out, and this is when I really started putting the preparation in. And that was because I was aware that this little girl was being attacked at night. And I've been attacked. Let me know in the comments if you have been attacked before. Have you ever had that paralytic thing when you're like, ah, and you get held down in your bed and you like can't breathe or anything like that? Oh my God, I used to get attacked, especially when I did drugs. When I did drugs, I used to get attacked all the time because I used to smoke a lot of weed in my early 20s. And I'm pretty sure that it kind of opened myself up. It kind of affected my aura a little bit. So I had to clean myself up, as in clean my aura out. So yeah, what happened was my daughter's best friend was being attacked. And I've got a thing about children. You fuck with children, you fuck with me. I'm right in there. Everything I do is for the children. And what actually happened was, in my sleep, I actually astro traveled. I didn't realize I was doing it until I was there. And I was in my friend's house with her daughter. And I went to check on her. And then I turned my head around. This is about 4 years ago. And what I saw was this black hooded figure standing there in this hallway. And I was like, holy shit. And I started doing clearings on it, and it wouldn't move. And I felt scared. I was like, oh my God, it's not moving. I've done this. I did a clearing, which was like, the clearing is, I command any inorganic beings to release their hold and step away from me now. Guess what? No, it wasn't moving. In fact, it started walking closer to me. And I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And I started feeling absolutely freaking out. And then what happened is I turned my head, and there was my husband and my daughter sitting there, basically asleep, looking straight ahead. My son wasn't there. He was a little baby. I don't know why he wasn't there. Maybe he was super protected because, I don't know, whatever, because he was a baby. And then what this black, scary thing did is it started going to the side and walking towards my husband and my daughter. Because I'm sure you guys would actually, you would actually agree with me when I said you would die for your children, you would die for your partner, you would do anything for them. So of course I didn't care about my life. I cared about theirs. And I was like, get away from me, you motherfucker. Like I was freaking out. And then I actually went to the Our Father, and I started saying the Our Father. The Our Father prayer, although it is done in a lot of religions, it's a universal prayer. So there's a lot of energy, and there's actually a lot of I want to say blessings behind it. So a lot of good intention, because intention is a part of the preparing, right? Which is what I'm talking about. Preparing yourself for anything, which means there is no room for fear. None. I learned that night. So I said that Our Father, and I was saying the clearings, and I was like, put my energy in, like, get away. And then I woke up and I went, oh, I sat up and I went, holy shit, that was scary. And then I was like, was that a dream? And I was like, I don't think that was a dream. So I messaged my friend, my daughter's best friend's mum, and I said, hey, I think I got an attachment from your house. This is what happened. Because remember, this was years ago. So I was still playing. I was still learning. I had no one to learn off. I was kind of figuring it out myself. And what happened was she said, oh, that's so scary. You've never been in my house. And that archway is there. The bedroom's there like that. And yes, she's in bunks and yada, yada, yada. And I realized, oh my God, there was like a demon or a dark energy in that house. And it was working on my fear to scare the shit out of me. So what I learned was I will never, ever, ever fear anything again. I had loose boundaries. And what actually happened was, because I astro traveled there and I was aware of it, this was all kind of a real life time. I was just so worried about other people around me, like this little girl, that I hadn't even come into myself and go, why am I doing this? Do I want to do this? What am I doing right now? I hadn't had time to go, okay, I am light and I am not willing to like be a part of this. No. Instead, I was like, I've got to do everything in my power to help everybody around me. This is my mission. And instead, I was coming from a place of, I must help others, not I'm choosing to be potent and powerful. I'm choosing because I have total choice of what I want to do in this reality. yes, I would have totally helped that little girl, but I still wasn't strong because they knew there's a tiny little bit of fear, and they turned that shit up so much. So I'm going to read this message. Okay, so Amy said, had a great message today. I was driving to Whitetrack and was behind a truck, got a message saying, move slightly to the right. So I did, and without hesitation, it was a hasty message anyway. Oh, I did without hesitation. It was a hasty message. Anyways, next second, a massive brick flew off the road and would have hit my windscreen if I hadn't have moved to the right slightly. Thank you, guides. Absolutely. And you listened. You're like, this sounds crazy, but I might do this. That is so cool. So the reason why I share that with you guys about the scary entity is because not to scare you, but I'm actually going to show you how to empower yourself today. That's what I really desire to do. Because nothing is stronger than you. Nothing. So spirit aren't here on a pedestal. They're just spirit. If I died, I wouldn't want, who else is here on here? Leah. I wouldn't want Leah to go, oh, hail Victoria, she's dead now. Like, she's so much greater than me. I don't want anyone to do that in this reality. Like, I'm just me, right? And I just want to share my gifts and whatever. That's what I'm going to do. And there's no devil that's going to jump on my back to stop me from doing that. There may be, I know that my mum probably does a lot of prayer for me at church and all that kind of stuff. And I say, bring it on, mum. Thank you. I'll take prayers any day of the week. Good on you. Like, but there's no fear. I even got her holy water the other day, and I'm not religious. And I was like, I didn't do the cross because I was like, I don't really know what that means now. Like, it was the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I was like, maybe that could be limiting. So I just put it on my thing. I was like, holy water. And I just started flicking around. I was like, well, it's been blessed, right? With love and intention. So whatever. I was a little bit anti-religion for a while, but now I'm just like, is it a good contribution? If there's blessings and love, if everything comes from love and no fear, then I believe it is a contribution, whatever it may be. Okay, so digging deep around our cycles is really important. If you want to be a medium, you've got to get really real about yourself and take full responsibility. This is what I go through deeply with my mediums, deeply, to the fact that we went so deep the other day, things that I can't talk about because it was all private, where people said things I've never said in their whole entire life before. And this happens in this space because we have shadows. We all have shadows from past lives, from these different lives. Like I said, how many lives are you living in right now at the same time? Like probably, multiple like parallel dimensions. Like I've always kind of felt like I'm here, but I'm not. I know my higher self talks to me and my child self talks to me, and I talk to my child self, and I do this travel stuff all the time. It's just so much fun. So digging deep around any trauma and being able to bring that up in a safe space is massive when it comes to being a medium, because you are going to use your experiences to help others. When you're a medium, what actually happens is spirit will show you feelings as well. So you can see, you can hear, you can know, you can acknowledge, you can probably smell. I've been smelling things lately, like my granddad and stuff. It's kind of strange. And these things all happen, all these different clears, all the different senses happen, and it changes and morphs all the time as you're growing in your mediumship. But if you've got a whole lot of baggage that you don't want to look at, and you're like, no, I'm not going to look at my baggage. It's not going to happen. Then there's only so far you can go in your mediumship. And that's why with my Magnificent Mediumships, we dig so bloody deep. It is crazy. But it's crazy in a good way. So knowing your guides as well is, I don't want to make it too solid or dense. Okay. Some people go, I've got an Indian guide and he looks like this and his name is this. And I've done all that stuff before as well. But now I'm like, oh, okay. They swap and they change. And I've got way more than one. A good example about this is I was having a session with an osteo today, and I just felt like I couldn't talk. So I was in my feminine energy and I was allowing myself to receive. I was allowing my body to do what my body needed to do. And I was just being. And the craziest thing happened. I didn't feel a little tiny size 10 osteo next to me. I saw a fucking 6-foot being, I know that sounds crazy. It's the first time I've ever experienced this. Philip will know what I'm talking about because he sees 6-foot beings all the time. But I was like, oh my God, I wonder if she's aware that this is happening. And then I felt my 13 team members that I have. So these are my guides around me. And I was like, holy shit, a whole lot of beings are working on me right now. I was speechless. And it's not very often that I'm speechless. I swear to God, I talk a lot. So I was like, whoa, there's so many beings around me, so many beings. And I realized she's not working alone. She's an osteo. So whether you're a beauty therapist, whether you're a hairdresser, whether you're a massage therapist, whether you're a medium, whether you're a coach, you are a channel. You are a medium already. So it's just so interesting. So the shadow self, how do we deal with this? We journal, we do breath work. We allow ourselves to release by crying, by getting our bars run. Reiki is really massive right now. The energy of Reiki. Let me know if you guys have been feeling the Reiki energy lately. Reiki is like, whoa. Like it's just like we're all turned on. My hands are like so hot right now because my Reiki is flowing to you guys in this session. So just know that you are having that as well. Oh, thank you, Philip. Originally, the cross on the forehead was to shut down the third eye. Holy shit. I am so glad. That's what they do. They cross the holy moly. Thank you. I should know that, but I'm such a new medium. I don't know history too much. I just share my experience with you guys. Okay, so I'm going to stop now. It's 2:22. I've just looked at the clock. I'm going to stop because I want us to do. Leah, it's 2:22 p.m. I didn't even see you saying that. That's so funny. How on sync is that? Okay, so just to round up everything we've talked about today, about what a medium is, about being a conscious being, about tapping into energy and preparing. Preparing means cleaning up your own crap, cleaning out your aura, cleaning up any trauma as it comes up. We can't get through all of our trauma in 1 hour because we've got lives and lives and lives and lives and lives of trauma. Okay. And trauma isn't necessarily a bad thing, but just like, Gemma and other people said straight up, yeah, I fear spirit. Wicked. There's a bit of a trauma there. Why do you fear spirit? I would actually go to your journal. Here's mine. My journal is always by my bed. And I would write, why do I fear spirit? What is my point of view on spirit? Okay, so spirit is a person with no body. That's what spirit is. Spirit doesn't always stay down here. They can't because they're not dense in a body. Gravity and, like dimensions. I mean, I look at spirit through walls. I don't see them literally solid in my room. I look at them through walls, just like I did today. I can have my eyes shut and see spirit to my left at the back. Now, you can't do that functioning from your normal eyes or your normal body. You have to do that from your being, okay? So preparing yourself means, like for me, I cleaned my room. My husband cleaned my room, I'm not going to lie. He vacuumed it. But my room is tidy and clear so I can be a clean channel, so I don't get distracted. So the first thing I do in Magnificent Mediumship is say, go clean your house, go clean your car, go clear your fucking wardrobe and get rid of the old shit so you can bring in the new. That is a part of mediumship. So also knowing that when your trauma comes up, it's okay to release your crap, to honor yourself, to do whatever it takes, even if it's taking 3 days off work, to be with yourself. That is okay. So doing that and then digging deep into that shadow and noticing anything that comes up. Energy clearing is shifting it out, and it's an intention. So I go deeper into the program and share how to do that. But what I want to do with you guys now, first of all, if you have any questions, pop them in to the chat box now, because this last few minutes, I want to do a deep meditation to prepare you and to activate you, to turn on your body and to allow you to receive the codes. Okay, I do light language if you're not aware of that as well. I don't feel like that's going to come through today, but the codes are definitely coming through because I can actually see them coming through. So if you have any questions, pop them in the chat box now, please, my loves. And I'm going to ask you, I'm using a white angelica right now because white angelica is a very essential oils, if you don't know, are quite a pure energy and a very high frequency. So mediumship, we want to raise our frequency and our vibration. That means the old has to go. So I'm going to invite you now to release the old. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to, you didn't miss, oh, you can just watch the replay, Patsy. You missed everything. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing. You're always here, perfect timing. So I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to invite you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose and fill up your belly. Hold it for the count of 4. And release out your mouth, bringing yourself down into relaxation. Breathing in again, in through your nose. Hold it, palms up, willing and ready to receive. And breathing out and down, breathing love and light into the room. One more time, in through your nose. Hold it. And breathing out, bringing your body down into relaxation, feeling your feet on the ground. And I'm going to ask you now to feel your heart center. Feel the middle of your heart center and basically acknowledge your being. Your being that is with your body. I'm going to ask you now to spread that beautiful warm feeling from your heart throughout your entire body. And I'm going to ask you to glow that feeling up to make it the brightest, whitest light. A bright white light throughout your entire body. Asking any entities to leave that are no longer serving you. I'm going to do some clearings on you while we are doing this. And I'm going to ask you on your next breath out to expand that white light into your aura. So you're like in a glowing cocoon. And on the next breath out, I'm going to ask you to fill up the room with white light. Now I'm going to ask you to drop all your barriers again. Drop them down, drop them down, drop them down, drop them down. You're in a safe place. You're safe. And expand your energy to fill up the town that you're in. Expand it to fill up the city, the country, around the world and through the world, and all the way out to the universe. Expanding, 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 faster than light. Energy travels faster than light. So expand, expand, expand. And if you feel like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, that's okay, because you don't need to think this, just do it. Dropping your barriers, feeling your body, acknowledging your body, and acknowledging how big you truly are beyond the body. Asking for all entities that are willing to contribute to you on the highest frequency to step forward, and any entities that have been leeching off you, that are draining your energy consciously or unconsciously, to please step out, including the live entities. Quite often, human beings are energy vampires, and of course they don't have to be with us sucking our blood, they are energy vampires. So cutting all cord ties around that body, visualizing like a sword, it's a golden sword, or you can choose your own color, and cutting like around the shape of your body of any cord ties from those who are draining you, or you are draining anybody else, because you don't need anybody else but yourself. You are the strongest entity in your reality. You are in fear of nothing. You are aware of everything. Now, asking your allowance to turn up of your awareness and dropping any judgment of what you think mediumship is. Dropping all judgment that you have on other people, acknowledging that it is a mirror of the judgment of yourself. Now, I want you to visualize from your heart a billion sparkles going from your heart center all out, 1,000,000 miles in every single direction, shining your light as bright as you are. There's no more hiding, my friends. You are here for massive things. You are here on purpose. You are no accident. Asking your team to make themselves known to you. Asking your angels to contribute. Asking yourself to be and acknowledge the pure light that you are. Visualizing a white light coming from the gods, coming from source, coming from the divine, all the way down through the top of your head, clearing and cleansing and cleaning all of the meridians and all of the things that we're not aware of, all of the codes, activating your purpose, cleaning out the mind, activating your heart, and allowing yourself to be whatever you're choosing to be in this lifetime. That white light is going down the back of your legs and through your feet into the center of the earth. And this is where you are right now. This is your home for now. You are on holiday and the earth requires you. Will you commit to being your purpose and your mission, which is your choice? You get to choose what you desire to be. Now say it with me. I am a magnificent medium and I do things the way I choose. I am a magnificent medium. I embrace my unique power. I am a fucking magnificent medium. And I don't need to know how anyone else does it because I already know. Embrace, feel, know. I invite you, lastly, to feel the love for yourself. You can hug yourself, you can touch your hand, your face, your hands, your heart. Acknowledge your beautiful self and be grateful for you. Out of the millions and billions of people on the earth, there is no one like you. You are unique, you are here on purpose, and you weren't just an accident. You chose this time. You chose to be the spirit here. Your soul chose it. And right now, if you are listening to this, you and I have chosen each other. There are no accidents. Everything you have done has been perfect up until this moment, and now you get to leap and change and choose more. Dropping all of the mistaken beliefs, let it all melt off you into the earth. Transmute the energy. And I just ask you, over the next 24 hours, be who you want to be. Release what you need to release. Let the angels and your guides to help clean you up, to clear it, so you know that you are perfect. Mindset mastery, mediumship mastery is all about coming back to who you truly be. And you are perfect and you are divine. And I love you. Breathing in through your nose. Bring a whole lot of oxygen into that belly. Breathe it out. When you're ready, wriggle your fingers and your toes and bring yourself back to this space. Okay, my beautifuls, thank you for being here. This is the first one, so we have gone over time a little bit. I trust that you guys got whatever you required. Now, this is the beginning. We've got 2 more days, and I know this was a lot of information, but I really have to begin at the beginning. And you can see how this is a 10-week course, right? Like this is just touching base on the course, because you can just tell. You're very welcome, Laurie Jane and Gayleen and everybody. Sending so much love to you. We are all here together as a contribution to each other. And I truly believe, truly believe. The reason why I don't talk in English sometimes is because it's so slow compared to energy. I truly believe that we are all attracted to the right people. So no more hustling, no more overgiving, no more trying so fucking hard. It's time for you to turn up the volume of you. Okay, and I'm here with you for the next 2 days. Sending so much love to you guys. There was no questions, I don't think. So if you do have any questions, bring them tomorrow, and I'll see you at 1:30 on the same link.